Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is David from s&box Games. I hope you're doing great today. Hopefully, by now you've heard about s&box, the new way to make and play games brought to you by Facepunch Studios, the hip crew who did Gary's Mod, and Rust. I'm particularly interested in s&box because it's built on Valve's very own Source 2 engine, which of course powers the juggernaut games like Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, and Half-Life Alyx. Since Unreal Engine has great graphical fidelity but is maybe less than optimal on mid-spec hardware, Source 2 has proven itself to be impressively optimized for lighting and physics, despite an apparent lower baseline hardware requirement, which serves the overall PC market a bit better, in my opinion. So having easier access to Source 2 through s&box is of course exciting, but also Facepunch announced weeks ago that they will be allowing for free standalone exports to sell your games made in s&box without paying a licensing fee. The only caveat is the game has to be available at least on Steam, but note that doesn't mean you can't sell it elsewhere. So if the editor is really cool, then this is a legitimate new way to make your commercial games. And so far, I can say I really like the s&box editor. Alright, so to get started making games for s&box, I'll link a tutorial in the description for how to make your first game, online multiplayer chess, in 12 minutes, but you're going to need to get the s&box editor first. The primary way, of course, is going to be getting s&box through Steam. It's launching for $20, and it gives you not only editor access, but the ability to play all the games on the platform too without paying any more. I'll have the Steam page linked in the description, which will let you open it directly in Steam. If you don't want to or aren't able to get it on Steam just yet, you can still access the editor on its own using the public source from Facepunch's GitHub repository. So to do that, go to the GitHub page I've linked in the description of the video and clone the repo using the git command they have in the README right here. If you don't have Git installed on your computer, I have the link in the description for how to do that as well. All right, once you have the source code locally on your machine, don't run bootstrap.bat quite yet. So when Facepunch revoked most people's access ahead of official launch on Steam, most people couldn't open the editor anymore normally. So the workaround is to change a value in the code prior to running the build process. So you're going to go to Engine, and then s&box.engine, and then you're going to go to application.cs. So let's go ahead and open that to edit it. You can even edit this in Notepad. You really don't need an IDE to edit this. And we're going to change this value for the public static ulong app ID. Change that to 480. Go ahead and save the file. You can close it. Go back to the root for the source code, and we're going to open bootstrap.bat. That's going to run the build process. Once that's finished building, as long as you have Steam open, the editor should create and open your projects just fine. Facepunch is of course still updating the GitHub repo, so keep that in mind. This workaround might not work forever. I hope you have a nice time in s&box. A little reminder, for your first game in s&box, go ahead and try my tutorial for how to make online multiplayer chess in 12 minutes in s&box. You won't regret it. Remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to try my s&box game, Soul Crush Simulator, a dystopian satire horror casino simulation game available exclusively in s&box, at least until Facepunch finalizes the terms for standalone exports. This is David from s&box Games signing off. Have a good one.